So, this video is just me expressing my opinion. Obviously, no one's gonna see the video, but I just want to talk to myself for a second. I have been in love with a guy who rejected me, and we became friends. No, I still like the guy, but obviously, I'm not gonna force the guy to like me back. I can't do that. He rejected me because he was ready to relationship, whatever. Right? And then later on this month, he unfriended me on his snap for like no reason, no explanation, and this kind of like made me like question myself a little bit. And I just want to explain like the whole story of how like I fell in love with the guy and how I got up to this point. But yeah. So where I live, there's like a program where you could like take other activities, and other schools go to this program as well. So you're like skipping half of the day in school and while you're going to this program, right? So I signed up for baking because I kind of want to know how to bake and I kind of want to eat food. And also you're skipping half a day of school, so why not? But yeah. And then later on, since we were started baking, we started making food, right? And I walk up and I walk out the building with the food because you know we gotta wait for our buses, right? And then here comes, I'm not gonna say his name. I'm not gonna say the guy's name who I liked it in this video. So I'm gonna just call him J for short. Like his first name starts with J. I'm just call him J for short. I'm not gonna say his name. I'm just gonna call him J for short because I'm respect his privacy. That's when I first met J. Well, after me and my friends, please, he started basically, please, got some food. And I was now at first. I'm a kind person. I'm a person pleaser, so I just said yes. And this would be like a constant thing or something, and I would just say yes and just give him stuff. And then I know later on I developed like a liking to him because like he was funny because the way he just begs for food and I found that funny. And then later on he like stopped later on I would like stop seeing him. I'm like, oh, where's Jay at? Because he stopped showing up in front. He stopped showing up. I'm like, where's Jay? And I was like, oh, you like Jay? You want to give him food? I said, no, I don't. But now looking back at it, I probably did like him. Now during this time, I didn't know his name, so I was calling him Tall Guy. So even though in the video I'm calling him Jay, I'm just calling him Jay, so don't get confusing. And later on, I decided to stay outside because half the time I would like stay in the building because I didn't want to stay outside. So I stand outside to find him, right? I find him, right? And I said, where have you been? You haven't been begging for food? He said, oh, I haven't seen you. So it turns out bro just comes out earlier than me now. So it's just like, oh, now I gotta come out earlier. And I give him some food. He says thank you like he always does when I give him food. And then I finally asked him, I said, hey, what's your name? He says his name, which I will not be saying. I said, that's your name? He said, what do you think my name was? I said, Timothy. He said, Timothy, you know. I started laughing. I was like, that's funny. But yeah. And then ever since that moment, when you told me his name, I said, I want to get to know him more. I want to know him. I want to get to know him more. Because at that moment, I realized I think I like this guy. Now, later on, one day, in my baking class or whatever, right? The windows are open because my teacher almost burned down the classroom because of the ice cream machine or whatever. So the windows are over, right? Wait, no. Oh, right. No, right. Because I'm skipping parts in the story. Actually, what happened was, one day, my classmate liked this guy across the other side of the building, right? So like, there's like windows in the baking room that you can see outside, and when you see outside, there's like another part of the building that you can see, right? There's like another part of the building that's where another classroom is at, right? So I'm like looking out the window to see the guy who she's interacting with. Guess what I see across? I see Jay. Turns out Jay was on the other side, and he looks at me, and I'm looking at him. We're pointing at each other. I'm like, oh my god, it's Jay, aka Soul Guy. And then me and my friend, we went over to their classroom to give them banana bread, right? And he's like sitting behind me, cause like I don't know why he always like sometimes like always stand behind me, and I never notice it cause he's like so tall. I actually like see a shadow. I'm like, I'm like, yo, you're like too dang tall. This classmate started laughing. They said, I never heard of too dang tall. Whatever, right? And yeah, that's when I did learn. Oh, so bro, it's across from me. That's another thing I never knew. And then after that and I want to say May or April. This happened in May or April, where one day that's before my child like the big classroom almost got burned on his windows open. Jay is outside, and I made ice cream. I said, Jay. He said, what y'all make today? I said, ice cream. I said, do you want some? He said, sure. I gave him a cup, right? Now, during this day, I kept saying I wanted his phone number or Snap or whatever so I can get to know him, right? Because I actually like him. Now, during the time, I kept saying I want to be his friend, but in reality, that's not really what I wanted to be. And after that, he was about to go back inside, but his classmates locked him out because he wouldn't share the ice cream cup with them. Like, it's so small. I started laughing, whatever. Right? My friend's like, hey, didn't you want his phone number or whatever? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna ask for it. I was never gonna ask for that, but yeah. Then my classmates started to yell out to her, oh, she wants your number, whatever. And I'm like, no. Here comes Jerry smiling over, coming like, sure, right? And then after that, they gave him my Snap, and I was like, oh my god, I don't know what to do now. Cause I'm a very socially awkward person. I got anxiety, so I didn't know how to like talk to him because I don't really know him. That's the point of that's why I was trying to get it over. Now there's like some things I learned about him. Jay used to play football, basketball. He vapes. He likes to swear in abandoned buildings. He was a senior. What else? I'm trying to think what else. He likes Alex G, artist that I liked as well. And yeah. Now we're just gonna get up to the point of the story. We're like done. Now we're just gonna get to the confession part. Now, my friend told me like you just confessed to him, and I was like, and I kept saying like, oh no, I don't want to confess because I know he don't like me because I already know he didn't like me. That's something I was party at. And she's like, oh, just do it. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I like text him and I say, hey, Jay, I really like you for a while now. I know you don't like me. I just want to tell you because I don't want to like have feelings for you. Keep having feelings for you knowing that you probably don't like me. Bro replied so fast. I was like, oh my god. Now what he basically told me was, I'm not gonna tell everything because, you know, basically he said, I'm not ready to be in a relationship. I need to work on myself and I have personal issues. And I said, that's understandable. I said, if you ever need somebody, I'm here for you as a friend, because he said we could be friends. I said, okay, that's fine. Now, you know, he said that I still liked him because even if somebody rejected, you're not gonna easily just move on from a person. No, that's the reason why you fell in love with them, because you were friends originally at first, and then you fell in love with them. But yeah. Now during the summer, I didn't talk to him as much because I didn't want to be. I don't know. I overthink things, so I'm like, I sometimes I didn't want to text him, but sometimes I was overthinking a lot, and like he might find me weird if I keep texting him, because you know this is the girl that he rejected and who liked him, so I thought it was kind of weird if I just kept texting him. And yeah, and the occasions that I did text him, it was just not me really fully texting. It was just like snaps that we just send to each other, because you know, or he would like send me videos of him exploring abandoned buildings, you know, stuff like that. And then we get up to the point of when school was coming around. As I just mentioned before, he was a senior, and now he's graduated, and I am a senior now. So that means, and like on September 2nd, it was his birthday, according to Snapchat. Now, I was gonna text Jay like, happy birthday, but I wasn't sure because like sometimes people like forget their ages, you know, stuff like that, under Snap or whatever back then when they first made their account. And I was like, hesitant, like, I don't know, should I text him? I said, okay, no, I'm gonna just text him, right? And before I even text him that, he replied to a story I made because I got a new dog. And I said in my Snap story how like, oh, is my dog so cute, guys? And then he replied saying no, and I jokingly said no question mark, and then I sent an image of like like a monkey doing this. He's like thinking. I don't know if he got offended by the picture because that's when I realized after that I couldn't see the birthday party hat on his bit emoji no more. This is when I was about to text him happy birthday, and I said, and then his friend said, hey, how can you tell someone added you? She said they got an X on her thing, and I said, oh. So I was about to text him, right, and then when you like open, when I open it, right, it says, Jay does not have you added. You have him added. He will not see your message unless he adds you back. And I said, okay, he didn't add me. Now, I low-key was crying because I don't know what I did. I was just overthinking a lot. 'Cause I'm like, oh god, I think Jay finds me weird because I sent an image of a monkey thinking, and I just kept crying because I'm like overthinking because I really liked this guy, and I know he didn't like me back, but like I just kept overthinking like, oh, I messed with this nothing to offend him, and then later on, I'm like in my big class because since he graduated, he doesn't go to program anymore because he graduated, he don't go to school anymore. My friend's like, oh, what do you feel an attitude because of your age? And I said that wouldn't really make sense because we're only 1 year apart. Because technically, I guess that could make a little sense because he's 19, I'm 17, still haven't turned 18 yet. But even with that logic, it still doesn't make sense. And I really did cause like my friends told me, my friends could tell me like, why do you even like Jay? What is so special about him? He was really a sweet person. I feel like he didn't really judge me when I did talk to him. He was funny. He's very nice, sweet, very respectful. Didn't really make fun of me when he rejected me. Didn't say like, you know how I date you. He simply just said I wasn't ready to be in a relationship. I really did respect him. But I really wish I could just know why he unadded me. That's really the only thing I really want to know is like why he unadded me. Like, you could keep me unadded. I just really want to know why he unadded me. That's all.